Tonight's broadcast is about to begin. Thank you for joining us on Cedar Creek Media.
This is J.D. Bird. You are listening to Maybank Sports here on Cedar Creek Media.
It's showtime! And welcome back here to the Maybank Athletics YouTube page, presented by Cedar Creek Media. I'm Taylor Honey.
And I'm J.D. Bird.
And J.D., we were just treated to a fantastic ladies game with the Maybank Lady Panthers just absolutely running out in front of the Lady Vandals. And we're hoping to see a little bit of the same thing here tonight. Going to be an interesting one, though, J.D. As we've talked about before, one of the main drawbacks here for our Maybank Panthers is the size of the roster. On their best day, they are 9 deep. Well, buddy, be ready, because they've got, let's count them off here together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 fellers over there on that van side. And they, we're being honest, during the halftime shoot-around, boy, they look pretty good. They had about 4 or 5 guys there dunking. This is definitely going to be one of those where you're going to have to rise to the occasion if you're the Maybank Panthers. But, you know, those 9 guys over there, I think I'd trust them with just about anything.
Absolutely. They're a really hard-working team. The length of their depth is not anything that slows them down at all. They have a lot of endurance on their team. And one of the Luke Carter, he'll play just about an entire game if Coach lets him.
Absolutely.
He is not afraid to get out there and get after it.
No, he is not. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and send it over to Mr. Rowland, the principal here at Maybank High School, to finish up with the starting lineups here. So there we go. You hear it, the starting lineups, just in case you were a little late getting to your television set there for the Vandals, who are sporting a 16-6 record. Got number 1, Austin Moffitt, number 2, Caden Rowe, number 3, Easton Hinch, number 15, Cameron Jones, and number 33, Andrew Flotter. Over on the Maybank side, you've got number 0, Dalen Gibbs, number 1, Ty Perkins, number 3, Luke Carter, number 4, Carter Sims, and number 11, Matthew Cruz, who again is coming off of that injury. He was in a boot there for a while. Looked like he was even in a cast for a bit there, JD, but now he is back and at full speed and back into the starting lineup tonight.
Yes, sir.
All right, so just a couple of minutes away from game time here. This is the, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the second district matchup, right? So last time we saw these guys in a district matchup, it was that thrilling comeback from behind win over the Canton Eagles. Of course, things didn't go so great on Tuesday against, it was the Tyler Heat.
Yeah.
But, you know, things can change, especially coming off of that break. Let's see if they've got it kicked into high gear here tonight. Mr. J.D. So the same officiating crew from the earlier game. Again, if you weren't tuned in earlier, Maybank Lady Panthers able to take down the Lady Vandals. I wrote down every quarter score except for the final score. All right, so Crew's going to be doing the jumping here for the guys. Unfortunately, falls a little short, literally, to Rowe, and Van's going to start it off here. So going to be Carter picking up Moffitt from the high post, or from right up top. Moffitt now again has it back up top of the three-point line. Looks like Maybank going to be running a zone defense here to start out the ball game. Back and forth for Van, working it into the paint. Now it's going to be a shot from deep, and that will go down for Cameron Jones. That's kind of a strange-looking shot, but if it works out like that, I'm sure they don't really care. Van captures the first lead of the ball game, 3-0. Perkins going to be setting up the offense on the other end. Now gives over to Carter. They're going to work the two-man game back and forth here. Carter thinking about a deep three, gets off of it. Now going to kick down to Cruz. Cruz working from the baseline, gets back to Perkins. Perkins now over to Sims. Sims thought he had an open shot, but again, the height of the Vandals here is very evident. It's a deep three by Carter, going to be banged through the rim. So Luke Carter can even things up here, 3 apiece. Moffitt going to be working down, kicks over, going to be working on the right side. Jones thought about another deep three, but going to work it down into the painted area here. That is, I believe that was number 2 working it. Now Moffitt going to take a deep three. Can't answer, but going to be rebounded there by Rowe. Rowe almost loses under the bucket, still in possession here, ends up out of bounds, and they're going to say off of Rowe. So Maybank going to be able to steal a possession here, trying to capture their first lead of the ball game. Just a minute and a half gone in this one, and I'm telling you right now, I can already tell by looking at these guys from Van, they're going to be a tough group to deal with here tonight. Athleticism and the height definitely in a good supply over there for the guys in the red.
Absolutely. Maybank going to have their work cut out for them here tonight. Of course, though, if there is any team that can do it, it is this group of guys.
Got faith as Gibbs puts up a three. Oh, just a little strong. Going to be pulled off the backboard. This is Rowe going to bring it across. Now working, kicks over to Moffitt. Thought about a three. Going to kick back to Rowe, who's also thinking about a three. Nobody ready to take it. Now Jones has it, going to dive in, put up a shot that goes behind the backboard. That'll be out of bounds. Took a while for the officials to call it, but was finally called by the side judge there. So again, going to be Perkins bringing it up here. Going to be working against, that is number 3, Easton Hinch. Kicks over to R3, Luke Carter, another deep three. That one's just a little short. Cruz collected it, went back up and was fouled in his attempt. So that will be 2 shots coming up here for the senior, Matthew Cruz.
Yeah, he did a good job there on the offensive glass, getting the box out on him and putting himself in a great position to have that ball just fall right into his hands. So a great job just going right back up with it.
Cruz just a little strong and a little offline on the first. Not seeing any kind of real protection around his ankle, so I'm going to assume he's all the way back to 100%. He can't get either as the second clangs off back iron as well. Here is Rowe going to be bringing it across, quickly kicks it up forward to Hinch. Hinch over to Moffitt. Moffitt into the hands of Flotter. Flotter kicks over to Jones. So just working it around the three-point line here are the Vandals. Everybody getting a bit of a touch. Pass goes inside, now back out. Moffitt with the open three, going to go off front rim. Carter collects and going to push it up the other way. Tried to find Perkins, does a good job just keeping it in. No look to Sims. Sims offline on the three, but offensive rebound.
Dalen Gibbs.
And just an absolute effort play there for Dalen Gibbs. Gives the Panthers their first lead of the ball game, 5-3. 4:40 left to go here. As Van again going to be working from the three-point line. Looks like they're trying to find their weak spots from around the arc and attack from there. As Jones now going to lose his dribble but get over to Rowe. Rowe going to take a spot up three, well off. Touches nothing as it ends up out of bounds.
Looks like some early substitutions coming in there for Van.
Yeah, I didn't like the indecisiveness, I believe, of Moffitt, and Jones is playing just a little wild. So with that 13-man team there, at least got some guys to come off the bench.
Might as well, right?
Might as well.
Keep everybody fresh.
Guys swinging around the right side of the arch there, now into Gibbs, down into the paint, going to kick back up to Perkins. Perkins trying to find somewhere to go. Nice little move to get over to the left hand, finds Gibbs, can't hold on to the ball. Kicks out to Sims. Sims going to take a wide open three, a little too strong. Perk does a good job of trying to come down with the rebound and somehow able to send it careening off of a red jerseyed Vandal. So similar to the girls game, JD, not seeing a lot of offense here in the early going.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of defense being played right now as neither team is quite comfortable here in the early going of this one. Is right there. Dalen Gibbs, as you saw, ended up getting fouled on his shot, so he heads to the line.
You know, and he really earned that. That was a strong attack to the basket after getting a little squirrely there at first. So recovers well and makes a positive out of it. Got a couple of free throws coming up here. So Maybank having trouble getting the lid off the free throw line here. 0 for their first 3.
Yep.
And still on the trend, 0 for 4. So this is number 5, Weston Proctor. Now working it around. It's going to be an open shot in the corner, buried by number 0, Raleigh Hinch. So puts Van back into the lead here as Hinch actually comes up with a steal back on the other end. Kind of just landed in his lap. Now here is Rowe. Looks like he's going to try and attack the basket and a kick back out to Flotter. Flotter trying to find somewhere to go with it. Kicks back to Rowe. Rowe working around, gives to Hinch. Hinch thought about trying to go baseline. Now going to go from the corner, or the elbow, excuse me, and drop it in. So first 2 shots, first 2 makes there for Raleigh Hinch.
Makes one wonder why that man wasn't in the starting lineup, as he's done a nice job coming in and scoring for Van.
Got a sweet shot, too. Gibbs trying to set a pick here, but 2-man for the Vandals do a good job of figuring it out. Pass going to be tipped away there by number 3, Easton Hinch. They're trying to get the ball in the hands of Luke Carter. Now Perkins again going to be working. It looks like Caden Penland over by the scorer's table ready to come in. And there's another one for Luke Carter. Rolls around and down. A little shot in the arm of adrenaline there. As Coach McCrossan is just all messed up here on the score. As another easy bucket there on the other end. That is Easton Hinch. So a couple of Hinches on this team. Coach McCrossan now got everything squared away. Van 10-8 with the quick lead. And Gibbs gonna try his best and will, proper English, Taylor, will tie the score. Knotted it up at 10 apiece, and Gibbs been on the attack so far tonight. Been looking good.
Absolutely. And of course, he's always quite solid down there on the defensive end of things as well.
So this
playing
is
his game.
Yes, sir. Proctor kicked over to, that was Davis. Now the Hinch is running around a little bit here between the 2 of them. And that is going to be a backcourt violation as no Vandals were able to pick it up there. Looks like it's going to be number 3, Easton Hinch, coming out of the ball game for the Vandals. And that was number 11, Cale Carter, coming out. Also got Gibbs out on this end with Penland coming in. Did I steal what you were about to say? I'm sorry. My bad, Jay.
No, you're good.
Okay. I think I just took the words right out of your mouth. My bad. High inbound, but good job by the Panthers to control it. Here's Perkins going to find. Didn't quite see who it was, but they kicked out to Sims. He missed the 3. Good effort there by number 11, Carter, Cale Carter for the Vandals. Coming in, trying to make an impact play, just not quite able to collect the ball before stepping out of bounds. So Panthers will take back over possession here. It is going to be Luke Carter doing the inbounding over to Perkins, as you saw right there. So that is going to be one of the Hinches picking up Perkins up high. Trying to get the ball to Penland, but scoops in on his own. They crashed in on Caden Penland, and Perkins says, well, I'll just do it myself then. Don't respect me. I'll put the points on the board. Hinch going to take a deep three and bang that one in. So Raleigh Hinch on fire here in this first quarter. Gives Van a 13-12 lead, under a minute to go here. Nice screen set by Penland. Perkins shot no good. I think he thought he was going to end up with a foul called, but no. Here's going to be a shot for Carter for the Vandals, no good. So Cale Carter's shot just kind of rolled around and went out. They're going to say last touch by a Panther, so ball will stay in the possession of the Vandals. The good Reverend on his way out to the floor, coming in for Mr. Matthew Cruz. And it is going to be number 5, Weston Proctor on the inbound. Gives to Hinch. Hinch another three, this time offline to the left. First miss of the ball game for him. Maybank pushing it up, trying to get a final shot here. Here's Carter Sims going baseline, rises and able to get it to go down.
And one.
And one. So I believe that is going to be Raleigh Hinch there, picking up his first foul. No, they're actually going to call it on number, got it on number 24. Nope, there it is. So it was Raleigh Hinch, number 0. And Sims going for the old-fashioned three-point play, and he knocks it down. That beautiful free throw for him.
One of the best.
One of the best.
One of the best.
So here's Proctor, kicks over to Hinch. Again, got a couple of different Hinches on this team. So Rowe going to fire from deep three-point line, or three-point range, but no good. So after a tough first quarter, Maybank holding on to a 2-point lead, 15-13. Going to take a short break. Be right back after this.
Hey Mom and Dad, what's one of the most overlooked safety features in a car? Everyone checks for seatbelts, turn signals, and airbags, but when's the last time you checked your son or daughter's tire tread? K&S Tires and 7 Points cares about your family's automotive safety and offers a full line of quality tires installed by a team of experts to help give you peace of mind as your loved ones drive to work, school, or run errands around town. Stop by K&S Tire today, just south of the light in 7 Points, and let them help keep your family safe on the roadways all year long. K&S Tires, great tires at wholesale prices.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the UIL.
Right back to you.
All right, and we're back here, Cedar Creek Media, right here on the Maybank Athletics YouTube page. Do appreciate everybody being here again. Maybank Panthers holding on to a narrow 2-point lead after the first quarter of play. Going to be Carter Sims inbounding over to Perkins. And here we go with the second quarter of action. See if the boys can separate themselves a bit here. So Luke Carter going to be working from right at about midcourt. You got Carter, Perkins, Sims, Penland, and Gibbs all on the floor for your Panthers. Coach Carter not exactly thrilled with what he's seeing on the court right now. Wants the guys to be a little bit more decisive here. Still working around the top of the three-point line. Carter now going to kick over to Gibbs. Thought about the three. Going to try and feed one inside to Penland, who's going to touch the ball last before it ends up out of bounds. So good effort there. Try and wrestle the ball back for Caden Penland, just not quite able to get the handle on it. Here coming the other way is going to be Moffitt. Kicks over to Jones. Jones sends it over to Flotter. And Flotter now to Rowe. Going to get down into the paint. Foul going to be called, as that was number 3, Easton Hinch, trying to get down into the paint. Is fouled by
Gibbs.
Gibbs. Three-point in the corner there for Moffitt, skins off the glass and goes down. So Van capturing a 1-point lead here. Here's Perkins going to try and drive into the paint, step back out. Now going to go back again, trying to get it to Penland. Just not quite able to connect there, and Van going to be going the other way. Here's Rowe, kicks one over to Jones. Jones three-pointer is good. So again, strange motion, but if it goes down, not much you can say. And Coach Tracy Carter going to take a break. Here's he didn't exactly like the way his team responded in that last couple of shots, and wanted a chance to talk it over a little bit here. 5-point swing for the Vandals now has them ahead 19-15. Still anybody's ball game though, JD.
Absolutely, man. Both of these teams apparently showing that they've got the range to knock those threes in. So right there, Van hit a couple back-to-back. Coach Carter, of course, didn't like it. But, of course, we know Mr. Luke Carter, not afraid to let it go from range. We know Dalen Gibbs likes to get it from range from time to time, as well as Mr. Carter Sims. So at any moment, either of these teams could really start piling on those points with those three-pointers. So it's never really out of reach when it's only a 4-point game.
No, sir. All right, so Jaden Collin into the ball game for the first time tonight. Kicks over to Gibbs. Gibbs right back to Collin. Working a two-man game, yeah. So, nice no-look pass there by Carter. Actually, I said it was nice before I saw the result. Missed Bunny on the other end. Going to be collected and put in by Rowe, who is then fouled by Gibbs. Will be his second of the ball game, and will be sending Rowe to the free throw line for an old-fashioned three-point play. And it's good for Rowe. Expands the lead out to 7 points now here. Again, going to be Jaden Collin. Back and forth, now back to Gibbs. Gibbs going to try and get in. Again, trying to work against contact. Doesn't get the foul he wanted called. And again, Van going to be going the other way with a full head of steam. Slowed it down as you saw now. Moffitt kicks over to Hinch. Hinch going to take a three, and that one's good. So Van going on a run here, 11-0 run over the last few minutes of play here. And again, going to be working to Gibbs. Kicks over to Sims. Sims three-pointer, no good. And offensive rebound going to be made by Luke Carter. Gets to Penland. Penland pump faked. And not able to get the shot to go in, but foul will be called. And they say it's in the act of shooting. So it will be 2 shots coming up here for Caden Penland. First one swishes through for the senior. And again, if you're just tuning in with us, maybe you weren't, or you're not a football fan or anything like that, if that name, Caden Penland, sounds familiar to you, of course, starting quarterback for your Maybank Panthers this past year. Got another free throw coming up, and that one will go down as well. So Penland breaks the streak of missed free throws for the Panthers and will be immediately tabbed out for Matthew Cruz. So Moffitt going to be bringing it down the floor for the Vandals. Collin is going to come up and put a little pressure on him as soon as he gets across midcourt. Almost knocked it away from Hinch as well. Now Jones going to be working with it, trying to find somewhere to go from the top. Kicks up to Rowe. Rowe. Gazik knocked away by Gibbs, but Gibbs going to hold his ground here, not get caught chasing. That's a smart play. Now Moffitt going to try and dive in. Kicks over to Hinch. Hinch kicks over to the other Hinch, who misses. And going to be a push called under the bucket. Going to be called against number 2. So that's going to be called against Rowe. And that will be his first of the ball game. Luke Carter again with the no-look pass. This time gets into Cruz. Cruz not able to get the finish. So again, Maybank been held without a field goal most of the second quarter, if not all. Still working it around. Jones has his pass tipped. Collin with it, kicks up to Sims. Sims slows things down. Kicks back out to Collin. Collin going to dive into the teeth of the defense. Kick to Gibbs. Gibbs trying to find somewhere to go. Gets it down low to Cruz, but taken away by the Vandals. Hinch almost loses his dribble, but somehow able to get it back and go down and easily get 2 points. Gibbs wasn't expecting the ball, but somehow able to corral it and will be fouled back on the other end. So that's just the athleticism there at Dalen Gibbs, somehow able to make something happen with that. Foul that time going to be called against number 15, Cameron Jones. Double-digit deficit here for your Panthers, 27-17. As the inbound gets to Cruz, who's going to try and fight under the bucket, can't get the shot to go down. Rebound falls in the hands of Carter Sims, who rises, fires, no good. Gibbs tried his best for the rebound, but they're going to say he actually kicks the ball. So good effort there, but just a couple of Vandals around, too strong. Take it away right from Gibbs.
Seems to be a point for Van thus far, as they're doing quite good on that rebounding job. Right there, Maybank was trying to fight back with the rebounds, but in the end, not able to quite get that finish underneath, as they do a good job there.
Missed by Moffitt turns into an easy bucket for Easton Hinch on the offensive board. Maybank just looking for something to try and answer here, and there's a good one as Luke Carter drains nothing but the bottom of the net there to bring it back to a single-digit deficit. 20-19, 3 minutes to go here until halftime. Moffitt going to be working against Collin, working off of the screen there from Rowe. Kind of got caught up in it, has to pass out. Pass into Rowe, not able to be finished, but cleans up his own mess a couple of times. But Van, multiple times, not able to get the putback finish. But I believe a foul is going to be called here.
Van doing just excellent there on the offensive boards.
Yeah, official going to walk all the way up to the table, and I'm not 100%. I'm not 100%, and it's a good.
I think they just called a technical on Gibbs is what I was looking at the referee.
On Gibbs? Oh, yeah, actually I see now they did just put up another foul for Gibbs. So not quite sure, but was in agreement with Miss Kylie here of Double K Photography. It was kind of it was a double. So it was a technical assessed on either side here. So it will be shots for both teams. I know better than to ask an official why he's working, what happened, but curiosity definitely getting the best of me.
Luke Carter.
Yeah, Luke Carter.
Almost.
That
Almost
was
missed that one.
definitely a nail biter. Second chance and good.
I didn't pay attention to who shot the free throws for Van down here. Did you happen to catch the number?
I want to say it was Rowe. Not positive, but I want to say it was Rowe. Matter of fact, I can go check the replay here.
I'll give it to him. If that's wrong, I guess I'll
It's good enough for me.
I'll just be scribbling.
It was number 3. So it was Hinch. Close enough. Nice move down towards the bucket. It's not realized, but it will result in another penalty and a couple of more shots coming up here for Matthew Cruz, who again went over on his first attempt, but let's see if he can change that out. First one for Cruz, rumbles around and goes down. It looks like we're going to have a substitution here. Austin Moffitt going to come out of the ball game. Number 14, Devin Davis, going to come in for the Vandals. Second shot here, and that one's good as well. It was the prettiest shot we've seen from Cruz so far tonight. Now here is Proctor going to kick over to Hinch. Hinch going to give over to Davis. Working it around here are the Vandals. Now Hinch tried to get it away quickly, but Carter had something to say with it. Now going to be a three-point shot that bounces around and goes down there for Devin Davis. So you've seen that a couple of times for the Vandals. Able to get that good bounce to go down for them. Now Carter Sims working against the two-man game, able to get it out to Carter and then right over to Collins. Collins working up the screen from Cruz. Good job by Collins just to be able to hold on to it. Gets to Sims. Sims three-pointer, no good. But Carter able to recollect. Collin gives to Perkins. Perkins finds a wide open Luke Carter. He's going to go baseline and gets his own friendly bounce.
Looky there.
So down to a 7-point lead now, 32-25. Minute and a half to go here until halftime. Van working it around. Kind of had a bunch formation going. It's now they're going to fire from way out there. That is Raleigh Hinch. He has been on fire from behind the three-point line tonight. Balloons it back to a 10-point game. Here's Carter Sims going to work around a couple of Vandals. Somehow able to get the ball out, but they're going to say travel. So before he's able to get the pass away, Carter Sims is going to get called for the extra step. So here comes Proctor the other way, still working against Collin. Kicks over to Hinch. Hinch again from three. No good this time. Collected by Proctor. His shot no good. Still bouncing around. The smallest man on the court, Cale Carter, comes up with it. And then there's going to be a foul called against Luke Carter. And I don't know, JD, that one looked pretty soft from here. That looked like that was all ball to me.
He just took it straight from his hands, and I'm not sure where he found the foul at. Actually, they ended up calling on Matthew Cruz.
Yeah.
But
well, that makes sense. I wasn't paying attention to Matt, so I was thinking they called it on Luke. As now Proctor puts up a three, no good. Again collected by the smallest man on the court, Cale Carter. Hey, look at there, JD. I get in on the action a little bit. First time I've thrown a ball since my hand injury, and it was not the greatest throw there, JD. All right, so Hinch again with the ball in his hand. Going to again take a three, and that time off front rim. Perkins able to collect the rebound. Carter able to save it, but it into the hands of Cale Carter. Carter going to be rejected by Jaden Collin. Collin going to kick it out, and oh, good play there by Cruz. They're going to, I mean, I'm pretty sure the officials make the right call there. It looked like Matt Cruz was able to throw it off of a Vandal, but the Van sideline not very enthused by the call. 15 seconds here. Inbound to Carter Sims, and he's able to spin it around and get it down. Under 10 seconds here. Van going to have to hurry up if they want to get a clean shot. Perkins trying to not allow that. Does a good job to poke the ball away. Ball in the hands of Cruz. Oh! Flip up almost is able to pull out a miracle, but after how rough it looked there for a while in that second quarter, we'll take the 8-point deficit. A lot of work to do, but still time to do it. Speaking of time, it's time to go ahead and take a short break. Let's take one. We'll be right back here on Cedar Creek Media.
Hey Mom and Dad, what's one of the most overlooked safety features in a car? Everyone checks for seatbelts, turn signals, and airbags, but when's the last time you checked your son or daughter's tire tread? K&S Tires and 7 Points cares about your family's automotive safety and offers a full line of quality tires installed by a team of experts to help give you peace of mind as your loved ones drive to work, school, or run errands around town. Stop by K&S Tire today, just south of the light in 7 Points, and let them help keep your family safe on the roadways all year long. K&S Tires, great tires at wholesale prices.
Barks Environmental Services, located on 405 West Mason Street, provides customer service-driven experience that counts. They offer erosion control services such as rock filter dams and retaining walls, soil stabilization services like hydro seeding and sodding, as well as construction services such as land clearing and subdivision maintenance. Call Parks Environmental Services, the erosion control specialist, at 214-693-8056. And for any forestry mulching needs, call Right-of-Way Land Clearing at the same number. Again, that's 214-693-8056. Parks Environmental Services, putting it down to protect your ground.
Kylie with Double K Photography will help you never forget all those special occasions, wedding and maternity photos, as well as family and senior portraits, just to name a few. With over 5 years of professional experience, Kylie can transform your wildest dreams into reality with pricing options available to fit every budget. Contact Kylie by email to book today at hello@doubleKphotography.studio or online at www.doubleKphotography.studio, where you can also see samples from Kylie's previous works and client testimonials. Double K Photography, a proud supporter of Maybank Athletics.
And back here, Cedar Creek Media, again, as always, Taylor Honey.
And J.D. Bird.
And we are here courtside at Panthers Gymnasium. Got a good one going on here so far. 27-35. Your Panthers currently trailing. And let me tell you what, this has definitely been a little bit of a, I don't want to say a chippy one, you know what I mean? Because during football season, you definitely say that a lot, kind of when tempers get flared and things like that. But, you know, on the basketball court, you don't necessarily want to say chippy, but it has been competitive. How about that? We'll say it's been a competitive one out there. Saw the double technical called, and things seem to have cooled down since then, so level heads do prevail here. But been a good basketball game one way or the other, but unfortunately, JD, over on that red bench, they have just seemed to have something cooking from behind the three-point line.
Absolutely.
And it seems like it has been raining bombs for the Vandals so far tonight.
Yeah, they've got 8.
Ooh, yeah, that's not good.
8 different makes from behind the three-point line.
I mean, when you only got 35 points and 24 coming off of threes, I would say that's it's a pretty strong ratio there, JD.
Absolutely, as number 0, Rowdy Hinch, and number 3, Easton Hinch, both tied with 11 points here in this one so far.
Okay.
And then following behind them, number 15, Mr. Cameron Jones with 6 points. And then all tied at 3 points apiece, number 14, number 2, and number 1, Mr. Austin Moffitt, Caden Rowe, and Mr. Devin Davis, all with 3 points apiece. So they are looking pretty strong there on the offensive side of things, sharing the ball really well. Over on the Maybank side of things, it is Mr. Luke Carter, number 3, leading the team in points. He's got 13 on the night. Following in behind him, number 4, Carter Sims. Shortly after, followed by Mr. Dalen Gibbs at 4. And then all with 2 points apiece is Cy Perkins, Matthew Cruz, and Caden Penland. Both Cruz and Penland coming off free throws that they had made. So,
hey, well, after how it started from the free throw line, I will definitely take that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, all right, JD. Well, again, kind of talked about it here at the beginning of our time, but I really think that is the big bugaboo and the big factor that you have to figure out how to stop here in the second half. Just the 3-point shot for these Vandals is obviously a strength of theirs, or at least tonight. I mean, even if it's not a strength, they're obviously hot from it tonight. So got to find a way to start attacking these guys from behind the line, and especially Raleigh Hinch. I mean, again, I know got a couple of guys that have been bombing it from back there, but he seems like he kind of has that stroke. And he seems to be kind of the kid that his confidence doesn't seem to be lacking any confidence in the first place, but he kind of seems like that confidence continues to build and build with every shot that he does make.
Absolutely. He's attempted 5 of them and made 3, so I'd say that's a pretty good ratio.
That's pretty good. If you can shoot 60% from behind the line, I think most teams would be happy to have you on their sidelines. But over on the other side, we've had a couple of good-looking shots of our own. Of course, Luke Carter, what else is new? Bombing it from out there in
4 for
three-point
3.
land. Yeah, hey, wait, hold on.
4 for 3 at 3-point land.
Hold on. I think you got to flip that. 3 for 4.
Sorry.
You threw me off. It threw me off so hard for a second.
I
was
said
like,
it with
wait,
such
hold on.
confidence, but no.
That's what I'm saying.
3 for 4.
Absolutely. I mean, you could have convinced me right then that he was 4 of 3. I'm telling you, you absolutely could have done it. But no, yeah, you just got to find something on the other end. And then, of course, you seem to have a little success there at the beginning also with Dalen Gibbs kind of diving in towards the bucket, using that athleticism. So that I almost want to say you need to use him more of as a decoy. You know what I mean? At this point, let him be thinking about the pure speed and jumping ability of Gibbs, and maybe try and get the ball out on the outside to your shooters, Carter Sims, Luke Carter, and a few others that can really shoot from out there as well. Jaden Collin, I believe he's going to have a bigger role in this second half as well. Again, he is the shortest man on this team at only 5'10", and Van does have a lot of size over there, but we could see kind of in the end of that second quarter, something about that athleticism and that activeness of Jaden Collin really stood out there, especially picking up whoever was bringing it up, whether it was Moffitt or Rowe or whoever, right across the half-court line. I mean, just having some of that energetic build. I see you kind of saw a little bit of offense also starting to build a little bit off of that.
Absolutely. Jaden Collin is just a fun guy to watch play basketball, especially watching his defense, because he plays some very, very physical defense. He is not afraid, and he also commits very few fouls for somebody who does play defense so up and personal with the offensive player. Rarely does he end up having the fouls called on him, so you can't really ask much more of a defender than that.
No, you can't. Well, all right, JD, before we take our last little break here before halftime, let me go ahead and this is something I thought about. Maybe we should start doing here during the games at halftime. Let's go ahead and give some NBA scores from around the National Basketball League. How about that? Because, you know, folks are watching us. They don't get to watch their pro basketball, so might as well at least keep them up the loop with the score. So in the fourth quarter, Magic holding on to a 97-85 lead over the Raptors. Celtics holding a 79-65 lead. That one in the third quarter over the Houston Rockets. That game being played in Houston. Wizards currently losing to the Pelicans 84-92. So good to see the Pelicans showing out for their city there after the tragic events that happened in New Orleans just a couple of days ago. So holding on to that lead over the Washington Wizards. New York Knicks on the road taking down the Oklahoma City Thunder. That one's also in the third quarter, 79-68. Cavaliers holding on to a 16-point lead over your Dallas Mavericks, 69-53. That one's at halftime. And the Spurs holding on to a narrow edge, 35-32 in the second quarter over the Denver Nuggets. Well, JD, let's just go ahead and take our UIL break. If we got to cut it short, we can. We'll come right back right after this here on Cedar Creek Media.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation, that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Texas.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, back to it here. Cedar Creek Media. Second half of action started with a Van 3 from Cameron Jones. Now Maybank looking to answer back on the other side. Carter Sims unable to get it to go, but nice little bunny there for Dalen Gibbs, able to collect the offensive rebound and go right back up with it. So, yeah, second half of action here, JD had to come back in and kind of hit it on the fly there. So, right back into this thing. Now Jones going to kick it over and going to be taken away by Luke Carter. Kicks up to Matt Cruz. Cruz kind of dribbling around by himself, was well defended there by Andrew Flotter, and looks like Matt going to need a second here.
Wondering if that's the knee he had already hurt.
Yeah, I want to say it is, but able to get up and walk off on his own power. A little bit of assistance from the trainer. That is Miss Brianna Thompson, by the way, the athletic trainer for your Maybank Panthers. So going to be Perkins doing the inbounding as Penland comes in to take over Cruz's spot. Three-pointer for Gibbs is good from the corner. So smallest lead for Van in quite some time, all the way down to a 6-point ball game, 38-32. Again, just on the other side of the halftime break. Now Gibbs going to be meeting against Moffitt. As you saw, Jones now going to kick out to Hinch. Hinch, his shot well off. Penland collects the rebound. Didn't quite see if they said he was fouled or just out of bounds. He was
fouled right there by Mr. Andrew Flotter.
So Flotter going to pick up his third of the ball game. Starting big man for the Vandals, so he's already in some trouble. So going to be Perk bringing it down the other way here. Maybank kind of slowing things down here, trying to not let Van use their athleticism, and now going to be an offensive foul call, or
moving screen right there on Dalen Gibbs.
So that is now going to be 4 fouls on Dalen Gibbs, and he's going to have to come out for Jaden Collin. So, again, Collin has the athleticism that Gibbs does. Maybe not exact, but they're pretty close athletically, but does not have the height. So now here is Hinch working around with Flotter. Now Hinch going to go up and misses that one pretty badly. Carter Sims going to collect the rebound, kicks over to Luke Carter, and his pass going to be picked away, trying to get back over to Sims. Now Hinch going the other way, kicks over to Jones, corner three, no good. Collected by Jaden Collin. Now in the hands of Perk. Perk going to bring it down, kick across over to Luke Carter. Carter goes right back to Collin. Now Perkins trying to find somewhere to go with it, goes right back to Carter, rise and fire. Oh, rim just no friend. It will not go down for the junior. Going to be some contact. Are they going to call a block? Looks like they're going to call that one on Perkins. So he got the bad end of the real bad end of that one, had the much larger Flotter flop on top of him and picks up the foul as Rowe able to make the Panthers pay right there from the corner, or excuse me, from the elbow. I get the elbow and the corner mixed up all the time. So Perkins trying to cut into this 8-point lead, working in, gives over to Sims, 3-point shot.
Oh my goodness.
Again, the rim just not playing fair as it bounces around and comes out. Now here comes Hinch the other way. Going to give up to Rowe. Rowe going to try and attack Perkins. Nice little pass, and Flotter able to get the finish over Caden Penland. So not really much Penland could do there. Was left on an island, and just a good play made by the Vandals, and they've ballooned it right back up to a 10-point lead. So it seems like every time Maybank gets it down to something manageable, Van able to go on another short run. So Maybank's done a good job of not letting those runs continue and extend out and get really unmanageable, but just not able to break that barrier, man.
Yeah, not really able to make that. Not really able to make much progress. Being able to take over here in this one so far. Of course, still in period number 3. Still got quite a bit of ball game left to go, but right now finding it a little difficult. As unfortunately, we talked about the depth of that roster over there. Now currently down one more man.
Yes. Yeah, in case you missed it, Matthew Cruz, who done a great job of battling back from injury, had to go back to the locker room.
So you got 3 guys sitting over there on your bench. Don't remember the name of the other fellow that was brought up from the JV roster.
That's precisely what I'm looking for right now, JD.
As we might end up actually having to call his name tonight, so.
I do apologize. We will figure that out. Coach has given me his name, but apparently I did not bring that piece of paper.
Oh, right here, Mr. Ryan Tomlin.
There we go.
Sitting on the bench over there.
I know I wrote it down somewhere. Carter fires the 3, no good. Rebounded there by Raleigh Hinch. Kicks up to, Rowe. It's going to be almost saved by Perkins, but Penland just not quite able to get a grip on the ball. Deep inbound goes to Flotter. Flotter's 3, well short. Rebounded by the Panthers. Going to be Perkins bringing it up the other way. Carter kicks over. Baseline to Sims. Sims back to Carter. Oh, off back iron. This side of the court is just not being friendly for the Panthers. As now Hinch, again, going to be working with it. Kicks back out to Rowe. Thought about a 3. Now going to kick over to the other Hinch. No good. Collected by Colin. Going to be a foul called on Flotter, and that will be his 4th, I do believe. Yes. So he's going to have to come out of the ball game for some time.
Number 14, Devin Davis, back into it.
So kind of matching what Maybank does, taking the size for the speed. The Sims rises and fires again, bouncing off the rim and no good. Didn't quite see the call there. So officials having a little bit of a cross-court discussion here. Hinch giving his opinion. Looks like it doesn't quite matter to the officials. And one way or another ends up in the hands of the Panthers, and inbound is to Penland, who has his pass immediately tipped away. And great job by Colin there to not pick up a foul and do some great defending. So very well done there by Jaden Collin.
Got caught with a stray there, though. Perkins went to rebound and ended up going off the face of Jaden Collin.
Now Penland has it, looking baseline, trying to find somewhere to go with it. Gives over to Carter. Carter gives to Collin. Collin going to dive in. Give right back to Penland. Nice move on the pump fake. Got Hinch up in the air. And an easy bucket And timeout again going to be called here. 3 minutes, 9 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. And stop me when you've heard this, but Maybank just once again drops it down to a single-digit lead as the Maybank Panther cheer squad heads out onto the court. Throw a little motivation to this crowd. Been a pretty good crowd all night tonight from both ends or from both cities. Vans had a pretty good little travel over here, but the Maybank faithful coming in droves tonight. We've seen two different waves, you know. See a few faces that have been here since the girls' game, but mostly changed out. Was the full timeout also, by the way, so Coach Carter definitely has a thing or two to say to the Panthers.
Oh, absolutely. You know, he's kind of probably thinking around what we were thinking of. You know, we keep getting it down to these more manageable situations, and then we let them go on the run again. So right now, they got it back to a little more manageable. He's like, all right, let me bring them over there, figure out what we got to do to be able to continue to close this lead.
Well, one of the things you got to continue is to try and play, you know, pretty clean on the court. Already got Dalen Gibbs in foul trouble. You've got Cruz out of the ball game due to medical reasons right now. And, you know, and I apologize for just noticing this, but I also noticed that Koyan Dover not on the bench over there for the Panthers. Wow, a little reverse over shot somehow made by Proctor. Gets a couple of points. Carter going to kick over to Perkins now. Maybank just searching for some kind of offense here deep in this third quarter. Perkins going to be working against Hinch. Throws on a couple of moves, dives in, finds an open Penland, who is not able to get it to go that time. Tried the same move, just not quite able to get it to go like last time. Now Davis with the ball, gives over to Rowe over to Hinch, and Hinch able to roll through the teeth of the defense and get one to go down. Opens up now a 12-point lead here. Carter Sims going to try and dive in, has his shot blocked by Davis. Here's Proctor going the other way, gives up to Hinch. Hinch right back to Rowe, and Rowe going to get a couple of easy points, and Coach Carter once again going to call a timeout. So Coach Carter, a couple of timeouts within with just about a minute of play time. Not enjoying what he is seeing so far here tonight.
Looks like he's going to take another full as well.
Yeah, so really wanting to talk things over. Actually taking the time to talk to his assistants first to see, I mean, I'm not going to try and get inside their minds. I don't know if they're talking strategy or if he's wanting some kind of something or another. But, of course, Coach Tracy Carter, assistant coaches Nathan Sabo and Avery Petit having a pretty calm conversation. You know, there definitely didn't seem to be any tempers flaring or anything like that, but definitely got to get something good down on the drawing board there, all the way, as we said, back to a 14-point deficit here. And, yeah, you've still got time to make a run, but that time is slowly ticking away.
That is one thing about time. It doesn't stop.
No, it does not.
When that clock's rolling, it continues to tick away. Just under 2 minutes left to go here in period number 3 now.
All right, looks like we're getting close to being back underway here. Perkins and Luke Carter having a bit of a discussion about things as they get ready to do the inbounding here. So it looks like Maybank going to be ready to steal, or going to try and steal a few seconds off the clock here on their inbounds as they roll it through. Again, folks, in basketball, the clock doesn't start until somebody touches
Bang,
it.
Finally!
Hey, Carter Sims touches the bottom of the net right there. Three-pointer.
Finally finds a way to shoot himself out of the dry spell he found himself in tonight.
Absolutely. We've saw, you know, of course, as always, good free throws, but hasn't been quite what we're used to seeing out from the court as Van misses a shot, but Oh, I thought they were going to get it back, but they're Maybank able to somehow hold on to the basketball. Collin kicks over to Carter. Carter, corner three, no good, but collected by Sims, and it's going to be fouled. So Coach Carter having a discussion with Jaden Collin, saying Luke was wide open in the corner. You got to get your shooters the ball. If we know anything about Luke Carter, he is a fantastic three-point shooter. So is this guy on the line. Sims misses the first, not something we see a whole lot of from Carter Sims. The good Reverend out onto the floor as well, coming in for his buddy Caden Penland. Second shot, good for Carter. So here's Proctor going to be working with the ball, going to be working against Luke's Carter. Almost loses the dribble, but somehow able to keep up with it. Going to be poked away by Carter. Proctor able to gather. Looked like the pass went off of Cale Carter, but they say it went off of a Panther, so it will remain in Van's possession here. Inbound directly to Rowe. Rowe going to turn around, no good. Davis tried to come in and collect the rebound, but has the ball go off of him and out of bounds. So 48-38. Just under a minute left to go here, so that gives you 9 minutes left of game time. You saw Carter came back to meet Perkins, takes the ball up across the half-court line. Nice find into Neighbors, but just a half a second behind. Had his shot blocked, but it ends up out of bounds, so Maybank will be again inbounding the ball. This time from under their own bucket. Collin going to be doing the honors. Inbound goes to Carter, kicks over to Sims. Sims back to Carter. Carter working against Proctor, kicks over to Perkins. Perkins going to dive in. Kick back out to Sims. Sims had to go high to get it, but does a good job to collect it. Now back over to Perkins. Nice find into Neighbors. Neighbors doesn't want to shoot, and going to be a travel call as he picked up the pivot foot. So Neighbors realized the trees he had around him. Wanted to try and pass back out for a more open shot, but somehow going to be called for the travel. So Proctor going to be working against Collin and stepped out of bounds. So great job there by Jaden Collin.
That is what that kind of defense right there does.
Absolutely. He does a good job not to foul and just forces Proctor out. 9 seconds left to go, and Dalen Gibbs going to come back in quickly here for the good Reverend. Collin also out of the ball game. Penland in, so putting some height in there. Penland passes over to Carter. Carter looking for that last second shot. Going to go up and drain it through the traffic. And once again be an 8-point deficit.
He was looking to draw the foul, but man.
Somehow able to make a Magic Man move and cuts the deficit down to single digits. Well, let's take another short break, JD. We'll come back with the conclusion of this one right after this here on Cedar Creek Media.
Kylie with Double K Photography will help you never forget all those special occasions, wedding and maternity photos, as well as family and senior portraits, just to name a few. With over 5 years of professional experience, Kylie can transform your wildest dreams into reality with pricing options available to fit every budget. Contact Kylie by email to book today at hello@doubleKphotography.studio or online at www.doublekphotography.studio, where you can also see samples from Kylie's previous works and client testimonials. Double K Photography, a proud supporter of Maybank Athletics.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Texas. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, Taylor Honey.
J.D. Bird.
Cedar Creek Media right back to it. We have got 8 minutes left to go here in the ball game. Going to be Van starting off with possession here in this fourth quarter, and that is going to be number 3, Easton Hinch, doing the inbounding. Going to be looking for Austin Moffitt. Haven't called him in a while. Looks like they're keeping him well rested here for this fourth quarter. Now Jones, who's also back into the ball game, Flotter as well. Hinch looking for somewhere to go, kicks over to Rowe. Rowe's 3, no good. Flotter going to be able to come down with the rebound, misses again. Eventually knocked out of bounds by Dalen Gibbs, but Maybank doing a good job not allowing anything easy from right underneath the bucket. Inbound went to Moffitt, kicked over to Jones, now back over to Moffitt. Cross court finds Hinch, and Hinch able to just rise up over Carter and get it to go down. 50-40. Van leading. Here is Perkins looking for somewhere to go. Going to go up on his own. Nicely done. We've seen him do that a couple of times tonight, taking what the defense gives. Now here is Van working the other way. Rowe able to dive in. Can't get the shot to go down. Collected by Luke Carter. Has to fire out a pass to Perkins. Perkins gets it down. Nice find to Penland and gets it in. So again, Maybank able to cut back into this lead. Van coaching staff not liking what they're seeing here over the last couple of seconds. Going to take their own little breather here.
I believe a full timeout as well. So
it is a full timeout.
Great job by Maybank responding after the break there to rattle Van just a little bit.
Let's see. That's Miss Kylie from Double K was asking me, and that's actually exactly what I was looking up. Austin Fleming. That is the head coach over there of the Vandals. So Coach Fleming and his staff taking a second to talk things over, and that's the good thing about Maybank is this. Behind us, it's felt like we've been this whole game. They're only 6 points back at this thing, so you've really taken just about everything Van can throw at you and done pretty well so far. Absolutely. But not able to.
Hanging in there and proving why you are also one of the best teams in your district. As we come back after the timeout, Van will be with possession here. As they get the inbound right there to Moffitt. Moffitt going to bring it down for Van.
Sorry, like I've told you before, there's only a couple of people I always make sure I text back if we're on air. And Miss Christina Wagner is number 1 on that one. So Wagner Ashley, excuse me. As Van able to make another one. So athletic secretary here for the Maybank Panthers, she gets priority. I'm sorry, folks. Miss Christina always gets priority. So here is Perkins working with it. Gives over to Gibbs, right back to Perkins. Thought about the 3. Now Gibbs going to take one from the corner. Oh, just a little too strong there. Good fight there by Sims, try and take it back away. And Jones going to take one on the other end and bury it through. So Van getting what they want out of the timeout. As now Perkins has it, kicks over to Sims. Sims back over to Carter. Carter trying to find somewhere to go with it. Kicks down into the paint, nicely done. Perkins tried to scoop and score. Just not quite able to make it go down there. But it will be a foul, I believe, right? Called?
Yeah, foul called. Shooting foul at that. So Mr. Perkins going to head to the free throw line. His first time there tonight.
Sorry, I'm trying to get this from Miss Christina.
I think they said that was number 33.
Oh, yes, that'll be Flotters.
That'll be his 5th. I'm wondering if they're aware of it right now.
It does look like Davis is ready to come into the ball game as that shot going to be missed there by Perk. And that one in and around and down.
So then the technical foul that was called going to be enforced here, so they get to choose who they want to shoot it. So Mr. Carter coming to shoot.
Oof. Oh. Now don't get me wrong. I know most of the time Luke Carter is your best shooter. But to me, I don't know, from the free throw line, I feel like I put Carter Sims on the line. Now, again, if either one of them is shooting for my life, I feel like I'm going home that night. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But, again, we've talked about it before. Just something about that form of Carter Sims, just beautiful. So, as you said, Flaughter is out of the ball game here. Maybank all the way back down to a 9-point lead. So doing a good job of trying to stay in this. Kick over into the corner for Sims.
Nice job.
Going to be a three-point play chance the old-fashioned way. He's able to just dive in and get the finish through tons of contact. Foul going to be assessed to number 14, Devin Davis. That's actually going to be his first, but that will be potentially his last as he comes right out of the ball game afterwards in favor of Raleigh Hinch, as Sims able to make them pay and pick up the extra. 6-point ball game. This is Moffitt working against it. Gibbs poked it away. And timeout going to be called by Coach Fleming. His guys were trapped, doing what he could, using up those timeouts. But now we don't have any kind of indicator. And to be honest with you, I don't, never have, probably never will, take down timeouts. You know what I mean? So I'm not exactly 100% positive how many timeouts each coach will have left, but it's not going to be many. We've definitely seen their fair share called.
On both sides, absolutely.
Especially in the second half. So, but this one is the short variety. 5:20 to go. 6-point deficit. Maybank been fighting from behind practically the entire game since early on. Vandals going to be in possession here. Inbound going to go to Moffitt. Going to be working against the much taller Gibbs. Now here is Raleigh Hinch. Kicks over to Easton Hinch. Kicks over to Rowe. Rowe has it taken away. Luke Carter will get credit for the steal, but it ended up in the hands of Sims. Now Carter going to rise and fire for the three. Bang! Bang! Talk about a momentum shifter right there. All the way down to a 3-point lead. Under 5 to go here. Van working it around the 3-point line, trying to get something back going. Jones trying to find somewhere to go. Kicks over to Hinch. Hinch over to Hinch. Baseline shot for Raleigh Hinch is good. He got hot there for a bit. We hadn't seen him score in a while. That was the first we've seen in some time. Now here is Perkins with it over in the corner. Kicks over to Gibbs. Gibbs looks towards Coach Carter, waits for a play to be set. Now in the hands of Carter Sims. Now Carter again. Luke Carter starting to heat up from behind the arc.
5 3-pointers for him tonight.
Woo-hoo, getting it going. Moffitt kicks over to Hinch. Hinch trying to find somewhere to go. They're going to be guarding him with Caden Penland, putting some more size on him. Deep three for Jones, nowhere near. Ball in the hands now of Perkins. Kicks over to Carter Sims. Sims three. Oh, bounces around, can't get it to go down. But you got to like where you're at right here if you're Maybank, putting Van on their heels. Here is Moffitt working. Kicks over to Jones. Jones trying to find somewhere to go. Going to work around a screen. Kicks over to Hinch. Hinch over to the other Hinch. Going to rise, fire, well short again. So Raleigh Hinch, worst shot we've seen him take all night, is Perkins going to dive in and foul. Going to be called Let's see if they say it's in the act of shooting or afterwards. They are going to call the block.
It will be a shooting foul.
So that's going to go against number 2, Caden Rowe. And a chance for Ty Perkins to step up to the line and tie this.
Up.
Also, Van now 4 fouls in the quarter. So only 1 away from the bonus, where Maybank has none so far in the quarter. As you saw, Perkins missed the first but has a chance to pull within 1 with 1 more free throw coming up here. And that one is good. So the deficit cut all the way to 1. 3:20 left to go here. Van in possession of the basketball. This is Proctor. Going to be working it across half court. Going to be working against Gibbs. Almost goes back court. Proctor now kicks over to Hinch. Back to Proctor. Proctor's 3 is good. Timeout going to be taken by Coach Carter. But again, after the way things have been going, the back and forth battle, you don't like the 3, but you do feel like you're in an okay position here. 30-56, just have to avoid letting the momentum start trickle its way back over to the Vandals. You'd captured it. And again, that bonus opportunity could potentially be huge here for the Panthers, with the Vandals only 1 foul left to give. You see the Panther cheer team trying to perk everybody up here in the building.
Just want to say great job by Maybank as of here late into this quarter. They have officially come alive now, and they are playing their style of basketball right now. They are going quickly, finding nice, open, high-efficiency shots, and able to knock them down.
Agreed. Agreed. So on the injury front, though, still haven't seen Matthew Cruz make his way back out. So looks like his night is going to be done, JD.
I would say so, as that is the trainer back out now.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even see that. Yeah, Miss Thompson back out on the floor. So Perkins, deep 3 for Carter. And foul going to be called.
And he's going to go to the line.
Yeah, so 3 shots coming up, and that will push Van across the bonus threshold. So from now on, penalties will be shooting. Or fouls, we'll put him on the line. As Luke able to get that one to gently go down after bouncing around the front of the rim. That foul, by the way, was called on Weston Proctor. That was his first of the ball game. Second one able to go in is Luke Carter able to just will it down. That's another thing about Luke Carter. Have you ever seen him without a smile on his face?
No, he's always smiling.
Kid is always smiling.
He absolutely loves the game of basketball, and you can just tell by the smile that he wears 24/7 while he's playing this game.
All the way back to a 1-point ball game here. Here is Raleigh Hinch working against Gibbs. That is definitely the best hair matchup of the ball game. Hinch over back to Hinch. And again, there are 2 different Hinches, and that is number 3, Easton Hinch, that lost the handle there. Here is Perkins. Coach Carter saying, push it, push it. Go over to Luke Carter. Carter, bang! Maybank takes the lead, 62-60. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left to go here.
Luke Carter is shooting 60% from three-point land.
If you got friends and family, start sharing this right now. Get them in for this last 2 minutes. It's going to be a fun one as Rowe way off on his shot.
And Maybank going to slow things down.
Way down, way down.
They have caught that lead, so they said, you know what, now we're in the driver's seat. You get to play our game now.
And going to be a jump ball. Doesn't hurt now. Ball stays in your possession as you have the possession arrow. has actually not been a jump ball called all game, so it has been there with you the whole game. Now we'll flip over to Van, so it could be something later. Coach Carter telling everybody, slow things down here. Don't get ahead of yourself. Luke does exactly that. Kicks out to Jaden Collin. Collin. And timeout going to be taken. So, man, I'm telling you, the energy in this building, man, it is it's definitely palpable. And
it's electric.
Look, there's nothing that can blow the roof off of this building like a Luke Carter 3 either. I'm telling you, that kid is something special. Something special. You know, we've mentioned it before. He does come from a basketball family. Had an older sister, Lauren. She was a hell of a basketball player in her day as well. Coach Carter been the coach here for a long time. I'll be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure how long he's been here, but he has been here for quite some time. Also the assistant athletic director. That was the word I was looking for. So works in the administration as an assistant athletic director and boys head basketball coach. So Coach Carter definitely has his hands full, but he definitely bleeds green as well.
Absolutely. He's right here. He's getting into the game now. Not that he hasn't been, but just continuing.
A little more animated.
To get in with his team.
Going to be a foul called, reach-in foul. I believe they're calling that on number 2, Rowe.
It almost looked like
number 3, excuse me.
It almost looked like an intentional foul, and I'm wondering if it's a little too early to start doing that since you're only down by 2.
I can dig it. The foul, as I said, did go down on Easton Hinch, but yeah, no, I kind of agree with you, JD. If that's the strategy, that's interesting here with 90 seconds still to go in this ball game. Second one, no good there for Perkins. Van kind of taking their time. You figure they'd start really, really pushing, and there is a just giveaway there as Proctor throws the ball up, and Raleigh Hinch nowhere in the neighborhood.
Now some pressure going to come from Van.
Yeah, and if you're right, if this is intentional fouls, this would be exactly what you expect, as Gibbs does a good job. Ends up in the hands of Perkins, but Gibbs thought he was going to lose the ball, try to throw it off the leg of a Vandal.
So, yeah, another intentional foul right there, this time by Raleigh Hinch.
It'll be his
Puts
third.
Perkins on the line again.
So it definitely seems to me like what they're doing is once they see Perkins has the ball in his hand, they're attacking him. Don't want to see Carter Sims or Luke Carter on the free throw line. So they're going to make Ty Perkins earn this. As you saw, he missed the first. See what he can do on the second. Second is good. So now a full 2-possession lead here for the Panthers. This is Moffitt working, almost had a travel, knocked away by Gibbs. And here is Luke Carter just begging somebody to foul him. Now Perkins has it, kicks back up to Carter. Now to Collin. Collin finds an easy Carter Sims.
Oh,
that's
I thought
it.
he was going to throw it down for a second.
I think he thought he was too. So Carter Sims is a three-pointer, kind of a wild one for Hinch on the other end, no good, but Van able to keep it. There's another Hinch three, but different Hinch. Rowe not able to get the shot to go down either.
I think Rowe was fouled right there on his shot, though. So,
but it does look like they're going to say it was before the act of shooting. Oh, no, they're going to say it was during the act, yep. First, nobody was really coming to the free throw line, but now they're there. Ooh. Misses badly on the first. Tries to intentionally miss the second, and that one goes in. So Luke Carter going to be fouled hard there by Easton Hinch. is going to have a couple of free throws here. And again, this crazy game of basketball, nothing's a guarantee. The fat lady definitely is not singing, but she is proverbially warming up the throats, you know?
She is heating up the pipes at the moment.
Oof, Carter can't get the first one to go down. His dad, Tracy, Coach Carter the most, telling him, calm down. And second, just as true as it could be. So 6-point lead, 30 seconds to go. Moffitt going to be working with it. Kicks over to Rowe. Rowe going to step back from three-point land and bury it. So that makes it interesting. It's Carter Sims now going to be fouled. So Carter Sims going to be heading to the free throw line. I don't know if they know what they just did. That's not the man you want to put on the line.
Yeah, he missed one earlier, but that is such an uncharacteristic for Mr. Sims that I got confidence. Of course, now that I said it. What do you know?
But look, like I said earlier, still, if you give me a choice between Luke Carter or Carter Sims for me being able to go home at night, I feel pretty confident about my ability to go home later.
As he knocks down the second.
Yeah, so it brings it back to a 4-point lead, so that is important here. It's a 2-possession lead. Nice move by Rowe. Able to kick it out to Hinch. Hinch can't get the three to go. Collected by Dalen Gibbs. Gets up to Luke Carter. Carter finds Carter Sims. He's by himself. Going to be rejected, but a foul going to be called. So Carter Sims, again, going to have a chance to go up, put up a couple of free throws. You can bury these two. You can call it.
Right there, we got a little look from Mr. Luke Carter himself.
I'm telling you. When I grow up, I want to be like Luke Carter.
Oh, man, Carter Sims, first one.
First to go through.
Nothing but the bottom.
And second one good as well. I believe, JD, I can go ahead and start feeling good about this one. As Hinch puts up a wild three. Ends up out of bounds, but that's the way it ends. So after being down by as many as 16, your Maybank Panthers come storming back and pick up a win. Thank you, JD, as I'm all tied up here.
Completely tangled over here, Taylor.
And I'm telling you, man, that's one of the best ball games you're going to get here this year.
Absolutely.
I mean, that was just a whole lot of fun. And, of course, leading the charge once again, Mr. Luke Carter. You already know he's going to start heading this way, so let's go ahead and wait for our friend, Mr. Luke Carter.
Coming to talk to us.
You're over here today, Luke. Huh? You choose. You choose. You played so good, we're going to let you pick.
I like that pick.
Is that Devin?
I like that pick.
That is, man, I haven't seen him since he was in high school, so. All right, boys. Do you mind putting up the little?
Absolutely.
All right, boys. Over here, there you go.
Selves in frame there.
All right, boys. So y'all are kind of earning a moniker of the comeback kings here now, boys. Now, we're not going to talk about Tuesday, you know what I mean? But then over in Canton, not too long ago, y'all had a similar performance. I mean, what is it about being behind that seems to put you guys in the right gear?
Well, I just want to say, we started off in the first quarter pretty well, but then you can see we struggle with offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds. No offense. We don't quit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. One thing our scout was to let them shoot. As you can tell, we was letting them shoot. They was knocking it down. So, I mean, it was just different. But no, yeah, that's just we don't box out very well. But I mean, hey, as you can tell, we won by 6. Box out really good. We played hard. We hit shots. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Dalen, let me ask you specifically. I just noticed that Devin was over there, man. And, you know, when I first started calling games, your brother was still playing here. You know what I mean? So he was one of the first group that I got to see. So, man, what does it mean? Just, you know, he plays, for folks that don't know, he's a college tight end. So he's out playing college sports, doesn't get to come back and see you as much as he probably would like. So what does it mean get to have a game like this right here in front of your brother, man?
He always talked about me playing good and he's showing out for me, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of this brother over here, man, so what can you tell us about Luke Carter? I mean, that fourth quarter, I mean, that was something else.
Freaky, man. Let me tell you something. Me and him argue every day in practice.
Every day.
But at the end of the day, you know, we're brothers and stuff, you know.
For real.
Yeah, that's my brother, man.
Perfect. Well, all right, guys. Well, y'all have, again, a couple of comeback wins in a row in district play, so that is huge. Excited about continuing district play, but for anybody that didn't get to see any games, like myself, do y'all mind giving us kind of a little quick recap of how everything was in Allen last week?
I mean, I played good. Me and him played good. I mean, we was down by 12 against Allen. We came back similar to this.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I see it.
Absolutely, 100%. So playing against some of those big teams and showing little old Maybank's got what it's got, huh?
They're like, who's Maybank?
And it's exactly it. Or Mabog. That's what I was about to say. They either spell it wrong or they say it wrong. One of the two. Well, either way, you boys are putting it on the map. So we appreciate y'all doing it. All right, y'all go celebrate with your team. We'll see y'all next week, all right? Appreciate you guys.
Hey, great games, boys.
Always fun when we get the talented Luke Carter and Dalen Gibbs over here with us. Again, a couple of the leaders here, especially, you know, Dalen, he's a senior, and then Luke, I mean, what can you say? I mean, what can you say about that? I mean, every time you get to hear him talk, you just you get to hear a little bit why we love Luke Carter so much over here at this booth. Well, JD, as we've mentioned a couple of times, it is the second come-from-behind win over the district. Panthers putting District 9 on notice here over the last couple of games, so it's going to be an incredibly fun season. Still got quite a few district games left to go, so we will be seeing this Van team again, but next time we'll be in their building. Yeah. So definitely got to be ready for the rematch here in about a month or so.
Absolutely, and there's one thing that I can say about this team after – and only the short time that I've known them is they'll be ready. They will be.
No matter how
There's no doubt in my mind.
No matter how far they are behind, they are never truly gone. Whenever somebody says they've got a puncher's chance, this team shows you exactly what that means. They
Absolutely.
have always got a puncher's chance.
The definition.
Well, JD, it's been a lot of fun here tonight as your Panthers and Lady Panthers both able to pick up district wins here over the Lady Vandals and Vandals, respectively. So, again, it's going to be let me see. Apologize. I had this in my head a minute ago. I was going to say it. Who we got next week. Y'all know me. I always have it in my head until it's time to say it.
Absolutely.
And then it's like,
you know?
oh, okay, well, now it is totally lost to me. All right, so next week we will be in Lindale. So in Lindale for that game on Tuesday before hosting the Kemp Yellow Jackets here next Friday. So, all right, JD, well, anything else you got to say before we wrap her up?
Nothing from me here tonight other than what a fantastic game.
I'm telling you, I think I'm going to go home and
stellar.
watch it. Yeah.
Just stellar.
I'm going to turn the volume down so I don't have to hear myself, but I think I'm going to go back and watch this one because it was so fun to watch. I think I'll watch it twice.
Like how awesome, you know, of course they had a small lead after the first period, and then to be playing from behind that entire time and with 3 minutes left in the fourth, all of a sudden now you're on top and in charge.
It starts raining.
I can only imagine how good of a feeling that was for all of those boys on that court. Like, I know how good I felt about it. But
sure.
Like, that was, you know, that is two different things here.
I always feel like I get some strange looks, though, because I end up screaming about about halfway through all that happening. So then most of the fans are looking at me. So I apologize if I'm a distraction here in the arena. But as I've always said, fan first.
Absolutely.
First. Well, all right, JD, we're going to wrap this one up. We do appreciate everybody that's been a part of this one. I'm Taylor Honey.
I'm JD Bird.
We'll see you next time here on Cedar Creek Media.
This concludes tonight's broadcast on Cedar Creek Media. Thank you for watching. We hope you'll join us again soon.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.